Hello everyone, welcome to Live Market View for Q4 of 2023. I'm Derek Hansen, I lead Inventory Management Solutions for Cox Automotive, and I'm here with Patrick Janes, who leads Strategic Development for vAuto. We are here, what is arguably the epicenter of used car retailing, Patrick, at Used Car Week 2023 here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Certainly there's a lot of buzz about what's going on in used car retailing. What are you hearing as you talk to dealers today, Patrick?
Well, Derek, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've been at many conferences this year and the theme is consistent. It's really about supply. Yeah. So one thing that I keep an eye on is in a given week, there's about 3 million units that are available in the dealer inventory out there. And this year it's swooped as low as 2 million. Okay? So there's been a significant decrease in supply. I don't think that's going to change for the next couple of years, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's amazing, as the consumer remains resilient in this market, right? A lot of question marks in the economy, but they remain resilient and it's keeping pressure on supply. How are you helping dealers address this challenge with supply?
So they have to be more creative in terms of how they're acquiring vehicles. And we're really pushing for a multi-channel, or if I steal an advertising term, omni-channel approach to getting vehicles. And that means all the sources that are available. Service appointments, private party listings, lease returns, of course you got trade and auction, but they got to move beyond those and make sure that they're getting vehicles acquired from all those different sources. And that's not easy to do, to put a process in place to attack those units.
Yeah, it's really building muscles in a way that they haven't historically as they leaned on auctions and trades. Are you seeing any challenges exposed for dealers in maybe cherry picking or selective or not using the right metrics to manage across channels?
Well, we recommend they, take a page from the playbook of the disruptors. During the pandemic, we saw a lot of those disruptors out there really buying cars right out of customers' driveways, right? And those were dealership customers that they were getting those cars from. And the way they seemed to be successful with that was that they didn't pass on any units. Right. They bought everything. So the thing that we try to instill upon them in this whole process is you go in to buy every car and every opportunity. However, there are going to be some cars that you don't retail.
Right.
And so I know you've been talking a lot about this kind of retail first problem that dealers have to get over, right?
Yeah, there is a problem there for sure. And we talked about it today with dealers, and it's knowing at the point of appraisal what the best exit strategy is to drive the best return on that vehicle, right? Knowing which ones are turners, which ones are earners, and which ones you just want to wholesale immediately, and having a path where you know there's profitability, you're going to drive return. We've certainly seen that at vAuto this year with Upside and its growth as this dedicated wholesale disposal where you're guaranteed profit and guaranteed return on those vehicles, really allowing the dealers to be more disciplined in how they acquire more broadly across channels. Speaking of inventory across channels, the UAW strikes have ended. We're seeing new cars now come back in the picture, and as new cars come back and new car supply comes back, OEMs are going back to some of the old tricks with incentives. What are you seeing on the new car front, Patrick?
Well, there's two great things that are going to result from that. One is we got some trade bait now, right? We're going to have some new inventory and we're going to attract some trades and going to help be able to bring those cars back in that we haven't had access to. But secondly, the OEMs are going about the incentive game much differently than they did before. They are very tactical, very granular, if you will. I mean, to the extent that we see VIN-specific incentives out there.
Right.
So taking a list of VINs and saying these 20 cars are 15% off and these 15 cars are 30% off. Now that creates some challenges for a dealer who's trying to merchandise and price those cars out in the marketplace. So we think our Conquest solution is the answer for that. We have the ability to be able to provide those VIN-specific incentives, get the car priced right with the legal disclaimer that's important to be compliant, and make sure that those cars are always merchandised in the best light.
Yeah, really have everything on point from a new car perspective, as that's becoming more and more important in keeping that metal moving. Certainly agree with you. I think it's going to be even more important as we look to 2024. And as that market, the new car market really comes back in earnest. And we're excited with the solutions we're bringing to NADA, which really will tee us up for our next edition of Live Market View as we get to Q1 and NADA in Las Vegas. But for now, keep the metal moving. If there's anything we can do here at vAuto or Cox Automotive to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. If not, we'll see you in Q1.